Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Hawlucha, the regional Pokemon from Mexico in the Great League. I have one of them, which is seemingly sus of course, but I actually got one traded at the EUIC from Pucho, which was really nice of them, so thanks to them. Those EUICs, so those regionals, are always a great time to meet up with other people from other areas, so if you want to get some regional Pokemon, it's most likely the easiest one of them. Actually, recently got a Comfy traded as well, so if you want to see a video for that one, that definitely let me know in the comment section. Actually, a very cool Pokemon to showcase as well, but also regional to Hawaii. So here today we can at least take a look at Hawlucha. Hawlucha sadly got nerfed completely from Niantic when this Pokemon first got released, mainly because it was a regional Pokemon. Maybe eventually they're going to buff this Pokemon again, but right now it's only having really the move Poison Jab as a fast move, as well as Aerial Ace and the very good move here, Flying Press as a charge move. Aerial Ace, of course, was before actually the Sky Attack, which would have been such a better move for this Pokemon to have, but Aerial Ace is a pretty horrible move. It is actually so bad that I might even put the Power Punch instead for this move on it, because I haven't really seen myself using the Aerial Ace too much. And also, if you didn't know that one before, both of them are stab of course, but against something, for example, a Cresselia or something like, I don't know, a Deoxys defense, which is making basically the charge move Flying Press as a resisted move, and the other one would be neutral. Still, Flying Press does more damage than the Aerial Ace. So what's really the point for Aerial Ace? Only really when fighting type moves are resisted and flying type moves are super effective, which is basically only Medicham the current meta, I feel like. So yeah, for Aerial Ace, there's not really a big purpose for it. Most likely, it would be better to run something like a Power Punch in scenarios where you can farm down the opponent, but this might be something for a later video or something, because today we're going to still run the standard moveset for this Pokemon. Here we're going to see now the Alolan Ninetales trying to go for some pretty damage, like good damage here, but I'm going to take advantage of this scenario here right now, allowing us to farm them all the way down with Pelipper, getting us energy on both Pelipper here, as well as also our Registeel, of course. As we see the Obstagoon coming in here, we can farm them all the way down here with the Wing Attack, which we can now shield up the children from the opponent. We're just gonna go all in here and hope that they have something weak in the back, and they do have something weak in the back. Hurricane coming through here, Hurricane going to nearly knock out the opponent, and now the Pelipper can sweep the rest of it. They just forfeit here because no one was over. And we can take a look at the next game. We're going to see the one of the worst possible leads here with the Trevenant, but luckily they swap out into their Stunfisk against our Hawlucha. I'm not sure why they did this, but I definitely take it. As you're going to see here right now, I can get them super low already with one charge move alone. Before, actually, Hawlucha had the fast move Wing Attack, which would have made it so much easier to play this Pokemon as well. Wing Attack would have made this Pokemon so strong. Honestly, I would love to see that coming back, because I feel like this Pokemon would be such a cool core breaker for the meta. Might be even a little bit too strong though with Wing Attack. So Poison Jab here is planning to balance it out. We're going to see the Flying Press coming through and going to knock out the opponent here. As you're going to see now, the Azumarill coming in. And you see already, I'm trying to go for the Flying Press. I don't know why it didn't go through here actually. But Flying Press would be the better move to go for against Azumarill as well. And we're going to see now the Trevenant against the Pelipper as a matchup here right now. And this is going to be very nice. It's very good that the opponent now has also the basically nerfed Seed Bomb here, which will allow us to just go for one charge move here and basically be not as threatened about anything else here. They're going to go ahead and go for another charge move. This can only be Seed Bomb, and this is going to be fine for us. We can knock them out here right now. They still have the Azumarill, but we still have our Registeel, which has full health, while the opponent was already in range for one KO from the Zapcannon. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see the Noctowl in the lead. Very good for us. We're going to see the Sableye coming in. I don't really have a direct answer for Sableye here. All matchups are kind of neutral. I guess Hawlucha's is pretty bad for us because Hawlucha's moves are all resisted. But even against the Sableye, again, fighting type moves are better than the Aerial Ace, which is wild. But here we're going to get at least the attack drop, which is going to be very decent for me. And I kind of make a mistake here, I feel like. I'm going to let this move go through. It's going to be the return, which is nice. But I'm going to try to go ahead and, actually no, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball here. They could force switch advantage for themselves here if they wanted to, and they might want to do that. And they don't gonna do that, which is going to be fine for us, because like this, we can go ahead and go into our, into our Registeel here. We can go ahead and go for a Zapcan, and we should be pretty fine depending on what they have in the back. I'm going to shield up the first move here just in case, and I hope that they don't have a Medicham in the back. As you're going to see now, even worse. We're going to see the Cresselia in here, and we are not going to use a shield here, and this is going to be a tough game to still win, because the Cresselia is going to do a ton of damage here. We are not going to put them into range for one Zapcan either, which is really bad for us. And at this point of time, the Noctowl is going to have enough energy already stored up. They stored up quite a bit energy that they're going to be able to just outspeed us, and they can just knock us out after this incoming Moonblast here with just a Sky Attack. They don't even have to go up to Shadow Ball and use more energy for it. They can just go ahead and go for Wing Attack plus Sky Attack, and this would be enough for them. So this is not going to go that well for us, as I see here that the opponent going to the CMP tie with us here right now. I know already that they would outspeed me to the next one. There was no way in hell that I could have outsped them. So I just let the move go through and call it a day. We're going to have another Noctowl in the lead, which is going to be very nice for us, but we're going to see now the Lanturn coming in. Lanturn is one of the worst Pokemon to face with this team, of course. I could have used something like a LilyNiRiain Stunfisk in the lead here, which would have made quite some sense here because they of course have the super effective damage from the Earthquake, but I just don't like to play LilyNiRiain Stunfisk. I'm not sure why, I just despise it, I just don't play good with it, I just don't like this Pokemon too much. Maybe I just have to try it out again and try to build a super overpowered team or whatever with it, but right now at least I don't really enjoy using LilyNiRiain Stunfisk. I'm just not really an enjoyer for this Pokemon. I think this is like the Pokemon that I just hate the most in terms of playing it myself. I just don't like to play it myself. But yeah, we're going to see here now the opponent going to use another shield. I'm going to swap out into my Hawlucha, trying to get some extra energy here for the end game. I hope that this is going to turn out pretty well, because now we're going to see the Noctowl coming in. We lost our answer for Noctowl, but we have to go ahead and try to go for a CMP tie here, and let's see how much damage is going to do. A ton of damage. Flying Press literally took like 60% from the health from the opponent, which shows like how strong this charge move is. It's like one of the strongest charge moves in the game. I think based on like damage per energy, it might be even the strongest charge move in the game, which is kind of wild. But here we're going to be able to knock out the opponent's Noctowl. In comes now the opponent's most likely Lanturn. No, it's going to be Medicham. They have to try to catch a charge move here, I feel like. And they're trying to do this, but we're also going to try to do the same. So we are now in a tough spot. But what we have to do here right now is we have to get up to 100 energy. This is our only play here. We have to get up to the maximum of energy here. We are at that. We can go for the Weather Ball to knock out the opponent here. And let's take a look at this one. We're going to be able to reach that Hurricane in time. And this should knock out the opponent's Medicham on the CMP tie with a Psychic. And this is going to be a good game. Pelipper coming in clutch here. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to have the Dragonite against us. Horrible lead, kinda. You lose this lead pretty hard with the Registeel if they want to play it out, because they just outspeed you. Like, Superpower takes, I think, 14 turns for them, while the cheapest move that we can get to takes 15 turns, so it's not really ideal for us. But they're gonna go ahead and go into a Mew, which makes it even worse. Mew has access usually to the move Wild Charge, and here, if you look at our backline there, we definitely not really have a team that's really decent against Mew. But yeah, we're going to be able to go for one move here. We're gonna get the shield from the opponent, and we can try to go for another one, but they're going to decide to go for their own charge move here to knock me out. I'm forced to go for a shield here now against them, because it could be a wild charge, but it's just not looking good, and it's going to be the wild charge here as well. We're going to see the Deoxys coming in as well, as they can go ahead and swap into our Pelipper onto the Psycho boost here, which is our only player winning this game. And we really have to play like 5 hit here right now, and we're going to try to see Peter here on the Thunderbolt, which is most likely coming through here, going to knock us out for sure, but we can still get some damage onto them. And this is like the only way we can play right now. We basically catch everything, we basically predict everything from the opponent, but still it's not going to be enough here. I feel like we can go for the Flying Press here right now. It's going to now get the knockout against the opponent, but the Dragonite still going to be able to outspeed me to a charge move, while Flying Press most likely would have knocked them out from this range, which is just wild. To be fair, it's resisted. We're still not going to find that out, because they can go ahead and go for the charge move and knock us out. So good game there, still a very close one. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see the Deoxys in the lead. Not ideal for us either, because they usually have coverage of both of our Pokemon in the back, but we can go ahead and go for a Zapkin here first, try to get some damage onto the opponent, as they go straight for their Thunderbolt here as well. So they're energy dry right now, which is going to be fine for me. Maybe I should have even went into my Pelipper, but I'm going to decide to go into my Hawlucha and try to just farm them all the way down here. They of course can still get to a Psycho Boost, but I should be able to farm them fully down here. And they're going to swap out into a Lickitung. This is not really ideal for them. We have Flying Press, man. And Flying Press, as you're going to see here right now, does a huge chunk against the Lickitung. I'm forcing it, like I'm shielding up the next charge move here from the opponent, which will allow us to of course go for more Flying Press in the future here. But we're sadly just missing out by like 1 or something energy to get to a second one. And they're going to shield this move up, and they can go for the Body Slam here. But this will not be enough to knock me out. I'm going to be able to to farm them all the way down. They can swap now, or I can go for a charge move here, actually, into the Deoxys. This would knock them out, most likely. It actually does knock them out when we see the Umbreon coming in. We can now go ahead and go into our Registeel, trying to go for a Zapcan, trying to get the debuff onto the opponent, but it's still going to be a close one. The Dark Pulse is coming through, so we know at least now what kind of counts they have and what kind of moves they have. We have to hope for the debuff here, and it's going to get the debuff onto the opponent. 66% chance for this to happen, so it's very nice that we got this through. As the Dark Pulse is going to knock us out, we can go ahead and go into the Pelipper right now, and Pelipper are going to have now a pretty decent matchup against them because of the debuff. I think without the debuff there was no chance in hell of us winning this game, but the debuff literally saved us here. Hurricane does a ton of damage, and we can go ahead and try to go for the Weather Ball after this one. I'm going to go for another extra fast move just in case we need the extra damage, and we will be able to now knock out the opponent's Umbreon with this Weather Ball, and Pelipper coming in clutch right now. But also the debuff definitely helped us quite a bit there. Horrific lead. We're going to swap out into our Hawlucha, and in comes now a Dewgong. What we can do here, we can just go ahead and go for a charge move, and that's going to force the opponent to use a shield, which is going to be amazing. They're forcing to use their charge move here as well, even better for us, as we now put them into range for one charge move of our Registeel as well, which they wouldn't be at full health as far as I know. And we're going to be able to now keep our shields alive for our friend in the back there, our Pelipper, which definitely has a good matchup against the Medicham already. So we're going to be able to now go ahead, go for the Focus Blast against the opponent here. This Focus Blast coming through, going to knock them out, and we can swap out immediately. As they're going to face it, they're going to stay in here actually. Stay in for a little bit. That's going to be okay for us. We can shield up the incoming Ice Punch, and I expect them to swap onto the charge move here, which they try to do, and it's going to be a Galarian Stunfisk. What is a very good for, like this in general, very good for us, because they can just go ahead and go for the Weather Ball spam here. They are forced to go straight for the Rock Slide here right now, and they do exactly that, which allows us now to go for a shield against them. And what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to catch the Rock Slide onto our Registeel after they shield up this charge move here right now. They can need basically one more fast move, I think, but we can just go ahead and farm them all the way down here. In comes now the Medicham. We have a move stored onto our Pelipper, which is really important because Zapcan does not lock them out. Now it's just a race here. Can we even lock on them down? We cannot, but they can go ahead and go for their own charge move here, allowing us to now go ahead, go for the Weather Ball and win this game. Very good game there, very nice game in general. I really enjoyed this one, as you're going to be able to win this one here as well. Next game, horrific lead. This lead is basically the worst possible for this team right now, as we don't really have the best answer for this Pokemon. We're actually gonna get out here the Alolan Ninetales, which can be very decent for us because we can now go ahead, shield up the charge move coming in, and we can farm them all the way down. That's the beauty of Poison Jab, because it wouldn't be even able with a wing attack like this. We can have a move stored here right now. And again, as said before, Flying Press is the better move to go for in this scenario compared to Aerial Ace, because Flying Press is just a stronger charge move. Even though Aerial Ace would be neutral, it still does less damage. We're gonna go ahead and go straight into our Pelipper, which might be a mistake here, because they can go ahead and go for the Poison Fang spam, which is going to do a ton of damage against me. We're going to have, of course, a DC Impeta here, which is going to be very nice for me. But yeah, we're going to try to swap out after this one. We're going to let this move go through here as well, but it's not really looking too good for us, as we can go ahead and swap out into our Registeel. Let's see what's coming in here. They're going to stay in, of course, and we can go ahead and shield up the move. It's going to be the bait, which is really risky here, but definitely turned out very nice for them. We have to try to get the debuff now onto them, so the Earth Power doesn't do as much damage. Of course we don't, because why not? And now we're going to see the Earth Power coming through, going to do a ton of damage. They can swap out into the Umbreon. At this point of time, I don't really have to play this one anymore, but I try to still do my best here, trying to see Impeta onto the opponent, which worked out pretty well. But I didn't know how much energy I had still on my Pelipper, and seeing that I have basically 0 here, I know already that this game would be over here at this point of time. So, next game, let's take a look at this. We're going to see the Azumarill. Azumarill in the lead, going to be fine for us, and we're going to see a Sableye coming in here, which we can go ahead and go for another Zapcan as they go for their own charge move. I can let this move go through, and I can swap out afterwards into my Pelipper again, which should hopefully be fine here. I actually thought it was a CMP type, but it wasn't, so the opponent got some more free fast moves in. I have to try to farm them all the way down here, I feel like. As they go ahead and go for the foul play, I will be able to farm them all the way. And in comes now the Azumarill. Azumarill is of course forced to go for a charge move here against me, but not before I can go ahead and go for my own. With the Hurricane here, doing a ton of damage against them. As we're going to now encounter the charge move coming in from the opponent, going to be the Ice Beam. And I can go ahead and go into my Hawlucha. In comes a Trevenant. This is one of the rare cases where Aerial Ace would be better. But the issue here right now is that Flying Press is a 40 energy move, while Aerial Ace is a 45 energy move here, so we basically save 5 energy, which can be coming in clutch later on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for the full Flying Press spam here, as our fast move does some neutral damage at least. Let's take a look at this. Do they shield this move up? They do shield this move up, and we can go ahead and go for another Flying Press here on the CMP tie, and we're going to be able to knock them out with a double resisted Flying Press, as we can swap out now, go into our Registeel and win this game. Even a Hydro Pump wouldn't have knocked us out here, so we're going to be fine. We can go ahead, go for the finishing blow with the Zapkin, and this is going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this showcase of Hawlucha. If you did, please leave a like on it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.